The Ichneumonidae are a parasitoid wasp family within the order Hymenoptera. They are important parasitoids of other invertebrates. Common hosts are larvae and pupae of Coleoptera, Hymenoptera, and Lepidoptera. Over 24,000 species have been described worldwide. Estimates of the total species range from 60,000 to over 100,000 a year, or more than any other hymenopteran family. The distribution of the ichneumonids has traditionally been one of the most notable exceptions to the common latitudinal gradient in species diversity, since the family was thought to be at its most species-rich in the temperate zone instead of the tropics. This view has recently been questioned after the discovery of numerous new tropical species. Charles Darwin discussed the Ichneumonidae with regard to his views on religion. See Darwin and the Ichneumonidae, below. Etymology. Insects in the family Ichneumonidae are commonly called ichneumon wasps or ichneumonids. Less exact terms are ichneumon flies, or scorpion wasps, due to the extreme lengthening and curving of the abdomen. Simply but ambiguously, these insects are commonly called ichneumons, which is also a term for the Egyptian mongoose. The name is derived from Latin ichneumon, from ancient Greek a 1/4° I 1/2 I micron I 1/4 I per mil I 1/2. From a 1/4 I 1/2 II. It apparently refers to the ichneumonids' habit of searching leaves, leaf litter, or the ground for hosts. Description: adult ichneumonids superficially resemble other wasps. They have a slender waist, 2 pairs of wings, a pair of large eyes on the side of the head, and 3 ocelli on top of the head. Their size varies considerably from a few millimeters to 7 or more centimeters. The ichneumonids differ from typical aukleate wasps, in that the antennae have more segments. Typically 16 or more, while most other wasps have 13 or fewer. Unlike the aukleate wasps, which sting in defense and do not pass their eggs along the stinger, ichneumoniid females have an ovipositor which they use to lay eggs inside or on their host. Ichneumonids generally inject venom along with the egg, but only larger species with relatively short ovipositors use the ovipositor in defense. Males do not possess stingers or ovipositors in either lineage. Ichneumonids are distinguished from their sister group Brachynidae mainly on the basis of wing venation. The forewing of 95% of ichneumonids has vein 2M2, which is absent in brachynids. Vein 1 or SM of the forewing is absent in all ichneumonids, but is present in 85% of brachynids. In the hindwing of ichneumonids, vein or SM joins are S-apical to the split between veins or S and A1. In brachynids, vein or SM joins basal to this split. The taxa also differ in the structure of the metasomer. About 90% of ichneumonids have a flexible suture between tergites 2 and 3, whereas these tergites are fused in brachynids. Distribution: ichneumonids are found on all continents with the exception of Antarctica. They inhabit virtually all terrestrial habitats, wherever there are suitable invertebrate hosts. The distribution of ichneumoniid species richness is subject to ongoing debate. Long believed to be rare in the tropics, and at its most species-rich in the temperate region, the family became a classic textbook example of an exceptional latitudinal diversity gradient. Recently this belief has been questioned, after the discovery of numerous new tropical species. Reproduction and diet: some ichneumoniid species lay their eggs in the ground, but most inject them either directly into their host's body or on its surface. After hatching, the ichneumoniid larva eats its host alive. The most common hosts are larvae or pupae of Lepidoptera, Coleoptera and Hymenoptera, but some species also parasitize spiders. Hyperparasitoids such as Mesocarinae oviposit inside the larvae of other ichneumonids. The hosts of many species are unknown. Host information has been summed up by, for example, Obert, Perkins and Towns. Ichneumonids use both idiobionts and coenobionts parasitizing strategies. Idiobionts paralyze their host and prevent it from growing while it is eaten. Coenobionts let their host grow and develop while they feed on it. In both strategies, the host typically dies after some weeks, after which the ichneumoniid larva emerges and pupates. Adult ichneumonids feed on a diversity of foods, including plant sap, nectar and other insects. They spend much of their active time searching either for hosts or for emerging females. The predation pressure exerted by ichneumonids can be tremendous, and they are often one of the major regulators of invertebrate populations. It is quite common for 10 to 20% or more of a host's population to be parasitized. Taxonomy and Systematics. The taxonomy of the ichneumonids is still poorly known. The family is highly diverse, containing 24,000 described species. Approximately 60,000 species are estimated to exist worldwide, though some estimates place this number at over 100,000. Due to the high diversity, the existence of numerous small and hard-to-identify species, and the majority of species being undiscovered, it has proven difficult to resolve the phylogeny of the ichneumonids. Even the relationships between subfamilies are unclear. The sheer diversity also means DNA sequence data is only available for a tiny fraction of the species, and detailed cladistic studies require major computing capacity. Extensive catalogues of the ichneumonids include those by Obert, Gould, Perkins, and Towns. Due to the taxonomic difficulties involved, however, their classifications and terminology are often confusingly contradictory. Several prominent authors have gone as far as to publish major reviews that defy the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Ichneumoniid evolutionary history is even worse known than the modern-day taxonomy. The family has existed since at least the Jurassic, but may have appeared some time before. It diversified during the Oligocene. Subfamilies. At the time of writing, the ichneumonids are divided into 39 subfamilies, whose names and definitions have varied considerably. The phylogenetic relationships between the subfamilies are still unclear. Acarnidinae, Ariotypinae, Adelognathinae, Anomalinae, Bankinae, Brachycitinae, Campopleginae, Calirinae, Chromostinae, Cryptinae, Ctenopelmatinae, Coelocerinae, Diacrytinae, Diplacentinae, Eucerotinae, Ichneumonidae, Labininae, Labenopimplinae, Lycorinae, Mesicurinae, Metopinae, Microleptinae, Neurocodinae, Ophaninae, Orthocentrinae, Orthopelmatinae, Oxytorinae, Perxylomatinae, Pedunculinae, Pumninae, Frudinae, Pimplinae, Pumninae, Ricinae, Stilbopinae, Tatogastrinae, Tersalotinae, Trifauninae, Xorridinae. Famous ichneumonids. Famous ichneumonids include Carl Gustav Alexander Brischke, Peter Cameron, Arnold Farr Paragraph Rster, Johann Ludwig Christian Gravenest, Alexander Henry Halliday, August Emil Holmgren, Joseph Krischbaumer, Thomas Ansel Marshall, Konstantin Westmail. Darwin and the Ichneumonidae. The grisliness and apparent cruelty of the ichneumonids troubled philosophers, naturalists, and theologians in the 19th century, who found the parasitoid lifestyle inconsistent with the notion of a world created by a loving and benevolent God. Charles Darwin found the example of the Ichneumonidae so troubling, it contributed to his increasing doubts about the nature and existence of a creator. In an 1860 letter to the American naturalist Asa Gray, Darwin wrote, "I own that I cannot see as plainly as others do, and as I should wish to do, evidence of design and beneficence on all sides of us. There seems to me too much misery in the world. I cannot persuade myself that a beneficent and omnipotent God would have designedly created the Ichneumonidae with the express intention of their feeding within the living bodies of caterpillars, or that a cat should play with mice." Gallery. See also, Checklist of UK recorded Ichneumonidae. References. External links. Description Long family description. Many illustrations from John Curtis. British Entomology. Distribution Checklist of Japanese Ichneumonidae, Fauna Europaea, Ichneumonidae, classification of Afrotropical ichneumoniid wasps. Extensive use of images. Taxonomy and Systematics Ichneumonidae, classification of Afrotropical ichneumoniid wasps. Extensive use of images. Key to subfamilies found in Britain and Ireland. Extensive use of images. Aramel. Overview. In French. Other important systematic literature, Family Ichneumonidae at DOL Comprehensive Image Database, Images of Ichneumonidae species in New Zealand, reference large format photos of 15 different species of Ichneumonidae, photo essay, giant ichneumon wasps ovipositing, reference photos, giant ichneumon wasps, male Meg-Isa sp. Ichneumonidae as biological control agents of pests with bibliography long download PDF, Ichneumoniid types in Entomological Institute of Hokkaido University in Japanese but a pull-down menu of subfamilies by clicking bottom box. Ichneumonidae database in Korean but with images and type repositories in English. Diagnostic features of subfamilies, key to subfamilies in Spanish and not all the families, but good photos. Diadigma Insula on the University of Florida/Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences featured creatures website, Taiwan Digital Insects 401 species imaged. Gallery Insect French images by subfamily and genus. Hymenoptera images 47 on 6 pages of authority named Ichneumonidae. Ongoing. W. Rotke's images. Authority id. Camille Thyrian Image Gallery, Hymetral subfamily key PowerPoint PDF excellent photos, figures and text. Note that it is 300 megabytes in size. Attribution, information about different species of Ichneumonidae, first of all Ichneumonidae stenopneustikii, collected by author and PDF collection of some G. He and Richer Euro unregistered trademark S articles.